Hey everyone, it is time for my December wrap-up. I haven't done a monthly wrap-up in so long. I think my last monthly wrap-up was August, because I didn't do one in September or October or November. We're just gonna put those months aside because technically November is being included in this. So let's just get right into it, shall we? I reread Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I technically finished this at like the very end of November, but it's just like it bleeds in. It's like right at the end. It was like the last day, so I'm just gonna include this in it as well. I still rated a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good the second time around as well. I don't know what it is about it that just I can't give it a full 5 out of 5 stars. I think some of it has to do with the format of it. I find it really hard to read Aiden's point of view for some reason, but I'm definitely glad I reread this book so that I could get to the next read. And that was Gemena by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars as well. Again, for the format of it, I found that there were certain parts of it, some of the dark pages were just a little hard to read for me. Like, there is this white text, but there's also this dark gray text, which just, when reading in low lights, does not translate well, so I found it hard to read some of the parts. The art in this book is just absolutely phenomenal. You get the journal of the main character Hannah in this. You get little snippets of Hannah's life through these journal entries. There was also one thing that happened in this book that was just not to my taste, and I did have a moment when I read that and I was like, are you shitting me? Come on. And that is just basic teenage tropey bad boy romance stuff. I would go into more detail, but that would be spoiling some things. Next, I finished off The 13th Sign by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. I started this earlier, I think in August or something. I forget when I started this, but I had about 50 pages left of the book, so I just powered through it just to finish it. I rated a 2 out of 5 stars because I thought it was okay. It's not the best, but it has that Disney Channel original movie type feel to it. I could definitely see this being adapted into something like that. So it was sort of fun on that sense, but there really wasn't much going for me for the plot other than I wanted to see what happened in the end, and the end was kind of stupid, but I finished it. Yay. Next, I finished Touch by Claire North. I started this in November. It took me about a month to get through it, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is about a entity called Kepler who is able to transport... Jones, really? You're gonna play with your toys now? Hey! Stop it. The main character is able to transport his consciousness, her consciousness, it's a confusing situation with pronouns, into someone else's consciousness, and it deals with that story. I have a full review on this if you want to check it out, where I explain things a lot better. I really enjoyed this book, really enjoyed Claire North, but yeah, check out that video if you want to see it. Next, I finished the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I ended up giving this a 3 out of 5 stars, but I think that if I reread this book with a different mindset, better mindset, I will give this a better rating. Just for now, it's a 3 out of 5 stars. I did start this back in August, and I put it down at the halfway mark, and I finished it in December. I do see its potential for me to give it a higher rating. It's very much a character-based book, and that's something that I like about books. I like character arcs and character-based nature things. I can see the potential for me to like it better. I will definitely have to give this book a reread in the future. Next is the last book I read in 2016, and that is Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon Maguire. This is a novella, first in a series that is going to be written in the future. This came out last year, and I saw this a couple times on BookTube, and so I picked it up, took a chance, because the concept seems intriguing. This is about the children who disappear under the right conditions, like the children who go to Narnia and different worlds of that nature and have come back. This takes place at a boarding school where those children are able to go to help cope with being stuck in the normal world. So this book revolves around our main character Nancy, who goes to this school, and as soon as she arrives, things start happening, and so she has to, along with some of her classmates, go through the mystery of what exactly is happening at the school and why. I absolutely love this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna reread it again soon. Representation in books is a very important thing. As a cisgendered white heterosexual woman, I get a lot of representation in a lot of the books. It's white privilege. I shut up about it, but I do recognize the fact that there needs to be more representation for other people in books. I understand that. It wasn't until I read this book and I discovered that the main character was asexual that it really resonated with me. I identify as demisexual, so it's on the asexual spectrum, and just having that there in the book was something clicked in me, and that feeling must be what other people get when they see themselves represented in a book, and that is an awesome feeling. There are different worlds that the students go to and come back from. There are whimsical worlds, nonsensical worlds. The world that the main character is called the Halls of the Dead, which was just awesome because it just melts into my aesthetic of things. I am obsessed with vampires. If you did not know, I am a inner goth. That is who I am. The main character just spoke to me a lot. I have heard the main complaint with this book is there not being enough of it to get a full picture. That it is one thing that I do complain about short stories, is that there's not enough build up to understand where we're going with things. Like in some of the anthologies that I have read, like I've kind of sworn off short stories just because I don't connect with them, but I feel like this book was enough for me to connect with, that I definitely will want to continue on with the series. Like, it's a short little book. I read it in a single sitting, and I understand it's not going to be for everyone. It is 170 odd pages. It's not going to be enough for some people, but it was enough for me, and I really like it, and I cannot wait for the next book to come out, even though the next book is going to be a prequel standalone, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Besides, this cover is gorgeous. Oh. Okay, I rambled on a little too much about that last book. Sorry. You're gonna be seeing more of that book in the future, just so you know. So that is my December wrap up. I am very happy. That's 5 books, 6 if you count Illuminate, 6 books. Comparative to the last couple months of reading either 1 or 3 books in a single month. That was pretty good. I pushed myself to read, and I did it. I set a goal, and I did it. Go me. Yay. Yay. Go me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!